folks, here we go. We are headed back across the country. This time when I do it, it will be without my family. We're flying them back. We don't want to torture them with another road trip. We're flying them back. I'm going to see how fast I can go back across the country with all of these charging stops with no one in the car to see how much time that adds to the trip. We're going to be using full self-driving as we're doing right now. The car is driving itself here. And I just get to sit here and relax. Also, there are 230 of these left, the special edition Gjeebs organization phone holders. I love this phone holder because your phone sits right here. It's a beautiful thing while the car drives itself, and it's just, it's your command center. The Gjeebs organization is doing well. Stocks are up. Dividends are in the mail. Thank you all for your support of the Gjeebs organization. Hopefully I see some of you on the road out here. Follow me on Twitter. Let's go. Charge stop number 1 will be 3 hours, 22 minutes away. And here's what you get to remind people. 3 hours and 22 minutes of driving is 212 miles. So we'll arrive with 17%. But 3 hours and 22 minutes in the car, at some point you're gonna need to go to the bathroom, especially with this blow liquid right here that I have acquired for myself. So anyways, yeah, so 212 miles isn't a lot when you look at it on paper, but it's 3 hours of driving. The other thing we need to talk about is battery degradation. This car currently on a full charge gets 277 miles of range. When I got it new, it was 303 miles of range. So that's a 9% degradation after we're almost at 20,000, we're like 19,000 miles and 26 miles of range loss. Now, those 26 miles can be made back up if I put on the Tesla 19-inch wheels on this vehicle. So is that worth it? I don't know. But you could, for road trips, put on a more efficient tire and wheel setup and use that and then have the 20s for around town. Most people are not going to do that. But 9% degradation, it doesn't continue on that same slope. Whether you're supercharging or not, it's not going to continue to degrade at 9% every 20,000 miles. It's going to kind of hang around 9 to 11% probably for the next 60,000 miles, and then it'll tick maybe a percent. I don't know, maybe a percent a year. I don't know. Also, looking at your mileage, like going right here, if you click this, little tip for you, see it says 95%. We click, shows your mileage. So that's also not the best way to measure it, because technically what you should do is drain the battery to 0 when it's new, fill it up, see how much energy you add, and then after 10,000 or 20,000 miles, drain it all the way to 0 and see how much energy you add and see if that differs from when you initially did it. Again, most people are not going to do that, so this gives you a ballpark. It's probably fairly accurate, but that would be the more accurate way to do it, is if you drained the battery and see how much energy you added. The comfort of this thing is excellent. I will say, as I'm embarking on this 2,000-mile road trip, I went past a Range Rover and just thought to myself, it would be nice to be in a gas car right now. It would be a lot quicker. However, the Range Rover can't do this. I'm just sitting here. I'm just a cameraman inside of a bubble that's driving it. The full self-driving, I'm getting like 2 emails a day at this point from people that are saying, I'm 50, 60, 70, 80. My uncle just bought one. He's 92 years old. He bought a Model Y for self-driving. There are millions and millions of these that are going to be sold because of the self-driving, and it's just better than most human drivers are. It's excellent. Still supervised. You need to be paying attention in case something happens. Computer doesn't catch it. For example, I was in when I was in Western Pennsylvania, which I guess I still am, there were branches and trees grown over, so you couldn't see a stop sign until the last second. Now, I knew the stop sign was there, so I knew the stop, but I kind of let the car go. It was probably going to stop. It was going to slam on the brakes, though. So there's areas where you're like, hey, you need to be paying attention. It's not perfect, but it's incredible. People are just starting to catch on to this. Also, to my friends up in Canada, can you guys cut this out? Enough of the smoke. It rains up there, it's cold, and you're smoking us out. Bunch of vape clouds coming down from Calgary. Jeez. Quick tip in your air conditioning here, press this button right here. This is swing mode. So you tap that, says swing mode activated, and basically the air animated here will blow across your body. So it's just really nice. You can aim it up or down, but it just keeps you cooler even at a lower setting. So highly recommend activating swing mode. Is available on both sides here in your Tesla. 235 miles to that little squirrel, and I got a return to make. My daughter didn't like this necklace, so that's coming back to you, Bucky. right, first border crossing here. Pennsylvania into the wild and wonderful West Virginia. West Virginia is an underrated state. And look at that. Welcomed by an American flag the second we enter. Can you ask for much more? I don't think so. All right, just had a quick blowout there in the sheets. By the way, I've had a few physicians and doctors reach out to me and said, like, hey, you know, you should get yourself checked. Not every time I go to the bathroom, it's a blowout. It's just funny to say. So I'm fine. You don't have to worry about wasting your time and resources on reaching out to me about my GI issues. Everything is fine here at the organization. Just past this lady right here in her Model Y Performance, black. And she was putting on her lip gloss while the car drove itself, folks. You can show up to work looking good with the Model Y Performance. Isn't that nice? It does look good, though. All right, wrapping up charge stop number 1. Unplug this pig. Come on, there we go. Oh. Also, shout out to this guy with the clean Scorpion Zeros on that thing. Looking good there. So we are good to go. Yeah, look at the 3D mats. Absolutely the finest floor mats for the Tesla Model Y. These are the carpeted version here. There's also a version that's way more expensive than this, but I'll have a discount code for those in the description. We're off to our next stop, folks. This is a speed run. Funny thing I've noticed on the navigation here as we're going through Ohio, you can see clearly when the Airbus took these aerial photos, it was snowing here in this part of Ohio. But then right up here, didn't snow. All done with the snow up here. So just funny how these, oh, and then the snow disappears. Then you come down and you got a nice block of snow. It's just kind of funny. Maybe it's not funny. All right, I'm done. All right, left Ohio. I think that means we're in Indiana. And I have nothing more to say right now. All right, here at Meyer in Indiana, 250 kilowatt charger here. We're having a little bit of a snack. And also, look at the genetic mutation on these bad boys right here. Things are insane. See, this is when science is good. Anyways, get a little snack here. Got the Yeti in the back. I mean, this thing is like having a refrigerator. It's crazy how well it retains coldness. So that's been amazing. We're gonna be back on the road shortly here. So again, another quick stop here. You can see on your screen the charging so far today. I've had one stop today earlier at the Sheets when I went to the bathroom, so I didn't need that charging stop, but I stopped at an area where there was a charger so I could get a little extra charge while I had to stop. Other than that, we've been efficient, and we're gonna be leaving here in 5 minutes. Quick update here. We are, let's see, 527 miles into this trip. This is a 2,000-mile journey. And yeah, I gotta say, I wish there was a gas car that had full self-driving, because it would be undefeated on road trips. The fact that you could have the comfort of a vehicle that you can sit here. I had, what did I have earlier? Steak and Shake. I got it to go and sat here and ate my meal in comfort while the car perfectly drove itself. And it was great. And I do have this sunshade up right now. It's 94 degrees outside. This lets the air conditioning not work as hard. This is from a company called Vion. I think it's the best sunshade you can get because it fits the best. It's only 59 bucks. With my discount code, it's like $55 in free shipping. So I'll have that information at the bottom of the screen. But do I wish this car charged faster? Yes. Do I wish it had more range? Yes. Is it comfortable? Also yes. And does FSD make it enjoyable to use on road trips despite not charging super fast and not having a ton of range? Yeah. The FSD is worth so much. And to those of you who maybe don't own a Tesla or don't fully understand the technology behind full self-driving, you can't just license it to another manufacturer, because that manufacturer, I guess you technically could. That manufacturer would have to change their entire supply chain. Where are they going to source the cameras from? Where are they going to get the engineers to support it on the back end? Would Tesla just support it? It's a whole, you know, with the steering racks, all this technology that goes into full self-driving that's built into a Tesla. Now, a company like Rivian with their R2 and their R1 platform, they will have the ability in their development to do what Tesla is doing with full self-driving. So Rivians can do it because they're building the platform from the ground up to be able to handle it. And these other manufacturers like GMC or Kia or Honda or whoever, they don't have a prayer with their current setup. It's super convenient. I mean, it's not just staying in the lane for you. It's thinking about what's in front of you, and then it has your driving profile, which you can change. I'll just click it to show you. You can change your profile, and then, you know, that'll change, and then you can choose how you arrive. You can see we're changing lanes right now because it feels it's getting out of the left lane because we're left lane camping. And it's making decisions for you. It's following the navigation. It's not just keeping you in your lane. It's another brain, and it's another safety system that you have here. So it's just incredibly comfortable. And basically, I think, you know, I think Tesla has spent so much money in developing their full self-driving system. They've laxed in areas of charging and battery technology. So hopefully they start to pick up more on that again. Check the biggest cross in the country right here. Hopefully they start to, you know, put a little effort and more focus into that, and then can, you know, make these charging stops quicker. But ultimately, the density of the network is good. The full self-driving is excellent. They've done what they needed to with comfort and suspension and everything in the vehicle. It's just a very fun car to drive. Is that Bucky? Now, speaking of charging, you're going to want reliable charging when you get home, and this setup from EV Dance is excellent. This is a 40 amp level 2 home charger, and what's nice about this is it plugs right into a NEMA 1450 outlet, which a lot of garages have. Installation doesn't need to be done by a professional, and it actually has a screen here with some information. With up to 40 amps and 9.6 kilowatts of charging power, you get fast, reliable home charging without the premium markup. You can also adjust this from 6 to 40 amps, and that lets you match your home's electrical setup. So for example, in summer months like right now, it's 89 degrees in the morning. Sometimes I will derate the charger to do a slower charge to make sure it doesn't overheat. It's also IP66 rated, meaning it's built to handle rain, snow, and tough outdoor conditions. And the heavy 25-foot cable stays flexible even in temperatures down to minus 30 degrees Celsius. And if you want more control, the app lets you start charging remotely, adjust current, schedule off-peak charging, and track your energy use, even share access with family. Easy setup, nice display, and a really long cable to stretch wherever your EV is in your garage or outside. So if you want fast charging, smart control, all for a good price, check out the EV Dance 40 amp level 2 EV charger the next time you need to buy a charger for your electric vehicle. Okay, continue trip leaving the Vandalia. Supercharger here. We got a Burger King attached to a gas station, a Mach 1 gas station. Not a great charge stop, but there is Wendy's, Sonic, Arby's, Chinese buffet. Well, it's kind of got all the hits. Plus we got the mini arch there, the St. Louis Arch. Longer stop, that was close to 40 minutes of charging there, but our next stop is 2 hours and 43 minutes away in Columbia, Missouri. So that's where we are off to right now. We're excited. Fatigue, we're good. It's 4:55 p.m. I think I'm going to go till midnight tonight. I'm going to try to make this 2,000-mile journey just one night in a hotel because I got a special event that I have to go to. I got an invite to do the first drives of the Model Y L in the United States. So I'm very excited for that. So I have to get back all the way. I had to cut my vacation short, drive all the way back across the country, and then get my flight to Los Angeles to go to the Model Y L event. So that's why I'm going back right now. We are finished up charging here at Wally's, and I was able to pick up I got some popcorn, and then I got these Italian beef sandwiches here at Wally's. The Italian beef here, I should have dated an Italian woman because I love Italian beef, and it's just incredible. And also there's some hot girls over there charging in an Escalade. So this is what happens. My wife doesn't come on this road trip with me, and you find other wives. But anyways, we are charged up. We're headed to St. Robert, Missouri next, and I'm very happy we're at Wally's because these Italian beef sandwiches are just incredible. Plus I got a little bit of Wally's merch. I mean, look at that heat. You out of your mind with this stuff? Yeah, Bucky's, whatever. Wally's? That might be the official place of the Gjeebs organization, Wally's. Now, as we are rolling across the country here, I've been making YouTube videos now for 5.5 years, full-time as my only income. My wife doesn't work anymore. We're raising 2 children, and we are doing fine. And I've been posting YouTube videos since 2011. And through that entire process, like I have a sheet of yellow paper at home with I basically did quarterly reviews with myself on like Friday nights after work. That's what I would look forward to doing, is looking at YouTube statistics. How is 2014 looking compared to 2013? And what can we do to improve in the future? What are our goals for the next quarter? I am obsessed with YouTube and getting better at it. And I have no connections, had no connections into the car world. I just was genuinely interested in cars. I love vehicles. I grew up watching Top Gear, The Fast and Furious, all that stuff. And I enjoyed automobiles and still do. And because of the obsession with YouTube and becoming better at making videos, I like cinema and I like making people laugh and I like cars. I mixed all of that into my YouTube channel without having any connections. And I'm also not someone that begs for things. So anything that's come to me on this YouTube channel has been because of what the audience that I created here on YouTube naturally. And so what I will say to you, whether you're a parent and your kid doesn't know what they're gonna do after college or after high school or all that type of stuff, let your kid go down the path of natural interest. Whatever they are naturally interested in, if that's them wanting to be a professional athlete, let them pursue that for some amount of time, because the dedication that they put into and the diligence they put into and the work that they put into their body or their mind or whatever to be really good at that one thing will pay dividends in other areas of life. For example, I sold professionally. I was in IT sales, then I was in medical device sales, and now I make YouTube videos professionally, but I'm still selling. I find the best products, the best accessories for the Teslas or the Rivians or whatever car I'm reviewing, and I show that to my audience and I sell to them. I find them good products and provide them with a solution so they don't have to do that themselves. I provide them a service. And that's valuable to the million. I think like 1.7 million people view my channel per month. So I am of value to them because I'm saving them time and giving them a quality product. If you or your kids or whoever, you're not sure where you want to go, I hedge everything I did. So I worked in corporate America, saved my money, and always had like a nice buffer there. Therefore, when the opportunity presented itself, which it did in 2021, when the opportunity presented itself for me to go full time, I said, well, I'm going to give this a try. And you have to ask yourself, what is the worst thing that is going to happen when you pursue your dreams? So for me, the worst thing that was going to happen was I have to go back to corporate America and I get another job. Well, that's not bad. That's not really even a risk when you look back on it. And the opportunities that have come to me through taking this leap have been enormous. I remember when I left my previous job, I was able to go to Hawaii and Las Vegas for work trips every once in a while. And I was like, man, I'll never be able to do that again. Now, the automotive manufacturers send you to all of these places all over the country and pay for your travel so you can share your opinion of the vehicle. So what I'm trying to tell you is pursue your dream. You can hedge it, you can go all in, you can do whatever, but you have to put in the time. And if you want to be successful on YouTube, it has to be a topic that you're naturally interested in or it's not going to work. I love cars. I love making people laugh. I love making videos. I like doing little skits and getting certain shots of the vehicles. I love it. So to me, it doesn't feel like work. What I do is hard, but it's not impossible. And also, they say, well, what can the average person do? Well, the average person probably isn't going to be successful on YouTube because it takes an enormous amount of work. And you have to have business intelligence too to keep the whole thing running and care about it. So there's a lot going on. I think I'll say that like life is too short to not in some way pursue your dream. And I don't care how crazy your dreams are, if you know it internally. When I was looking to go onto YouTube first time, my full time, I was constantly looking for content that reinforced. I wanted someone to give me that magic that just do the push. The push is in your heart. You internally know what you can do. You have that internal dialogue that will dictate where you're going to go. For me, it was always make YouTube videos full time. I knew I had that internal dialogue over and over and over, and here we are. The Gjeebs organization is doing it, and every year my views go up, and every year my income has gone up, and that's because I told myself. I told myself those affirmations, and I wasn't reading books that told me that these are what you need to do. I can't read, I'm stupid, but I knew internally that is what I had to do. And after having read now some of those books on business and things, I said, oh, this is what I was telling myself. I was telling myself, you can do this. So if you're someone that doesn't read or you don't have time for all that stuff, just tell yourself every day, whatever your goal is, that you're going to achieve it. and I think that will absolutely help to make strides toward your goal, and also adapt. Don't just keep doing the same thing and fail, learn, adapt, make a change, and I think that will get you closer to where you want to be. So I hope that helps you out there, because I know I was always looking for these messages from my favorite creators, and I just think that that's invaluable advice to someone looking for an answer. Essentially, you have those answers in you, but it's up to you to adapt and make the changes that you need to make to achieve your goals. So I hope that helps. Also, back to some sales here. So I have this, this is attached here. This is from Magback. And actually, this specific one is for the 16-inch screen. So that's why you see it not fitting perfectly, but it's because it's not for this screen. But anyways, this has a 25-watt charger. This is a 15-watt charger down here. I've been using this to charge my phone, and it's incredible. So I highly recommend it. And whether you have I have the iPhone 17 Pro or the Pro Max, it doesn't block the little shifter over here. So I've been using this just for charging my phone. It's been incredible because it's so fast. And then I have obviously the Gjeebs organization one over here, which I love because I can just sit my phone here and you can kind of have a video running or something like that. It's just a perfect location for when I don't want my phone sitting on a charger. So 2 excellent choices for phone mounts. Well, you heard it here. He's alive, folks. Look at the beautiful sights as we head down to Rolla. I know I was corrected before. I don't know how to say it. Rolla. You know, not only do we have an adult superstore within reach, you just have the beautiful sights of the United States. I mean, it's just amazing. We have these great roads. You have charging infrastructure, and you can drive all over this country and see some of the most beautiful sights in the world safely. It's just an underappreciated thing. And you also realize when you go and see these different parts of the United States that we're all in the same boat. We're all after kind of the same thing, and we're really not enemies, you know? The internet wants to keep us divided. The Gjeebs organization wants to keep us united. It's a beautiful sunset. If you're sitting on the toilet at work watching this, or if you're at work watching this, leave early for the day. What's your boss gonna do? He doesn't want to lose his job. Just leave. Beginning of day 2, we got our morning water, fresh from the IHG hotel. We got contacts not installed yet. We have the finest accessory from Spigen here, which keeps my big water bottle in play. About 6 hours of sleep. I feel decent. I feel recharged. I feel alive. And I'm ready to complete this 2,093 mile journey in just one night staying in a hotel. So we have 1,100 miles to complete today. And here is a review of what we did day 1. Almost heaven, Oklahoma, brown rivers, and they won the NBA championship. So this is some sort of recycling truck, except I don't know if you can see all the recycling's flying out and hitting the windshield. It's like little, and there's a leak out of the back right there. It's like, what is this? We recycled it, and now you're sending it back all over the interstate. It's like it's snowing on the front. Look what's hitting the windshield. I don't even know what it is. It's like little pieces of tin foil is what it seems like. Anyways, downtown Tulsa's right there. And these 3 will help you if you get injured. They're not doctors. I'd like to give a shout out to the Bristow Pirates. I'll tell you what, if I was a pirate, first I'd choose to be a Pittsburgh Pirate, but if I couldn't be a Pittsburgh Pirate, I'd be a Bristow Pirate. Neck is a little bit sore today, so that's not great. It might be fractured. Other than that, we're doing great. Not running too efficient right now because the speed limit was 80 for a little bit. So you can see right here, this is when it was 80. And yes, we consumed a little bit of energy there, but that's okay. That keeps the economy going. Trip is going well. Full self-driving is a dream. I wish there was a gas car with full self-driving because you could rip across the country and have full self-driving in a car that you don't have to stop and charge so often. And that would be beautiful. That's my statement as of right now. So we just had a crazy, I don't know what just happened, but basically the navigation wanted to run me through this truck stop here. It looks like it still does. So it tried to exit 44. This person definitely thinks I'm inebriated. And I don't know what happened here. So to any Tesla engineers that happen to be watching, this is Interstate 44 in Oklahoma. This is the Midway rest area that Love's Trucks carried. And for some reason it wanted to deport me into the truck stop and send me back onto 44. So weird navigation glitch there, but unlike every other person that has passed me so far, I was not on my cell phone and intervened with the vehicle. It's amazing how many people are blowing by me at 85 miles per hour and they're like this. You know? So is FSD great? Yeah, but it's not perfect. It does have things happen like that. So, very weird. All right, I'm curious to see all of the, let's see, what charger are we at? We are at Oklahoma City West Memorial Road at the Rudy's Barbecue. I did go over and get some breakfast tacos. They were good. V4s, 325 kilowatt chargers here, and check out, here's all the recycling from Oklahoma on the front of the vehicle. So I talked about this before in a video, but this is a grill guard I got from T-Parts. I'll have this linked below with the discount code, but that actually stopped all of that junk from going up into the radiator. So happy about that. Not happy about these bugs, but overall another good charging stop here. And we have American self-storage. Look at it, American. That's an American building. Also, this is by far the best purchase of the trip here. The Wallies with rope in Gjeebs pink. I mean, you've never seen an item like this. You've never seen a piece like this. Paycom. Shout out to Paycom. I almost worked there at one point. Thank God I didn't. And the Gjeebs organization was founded. I don't know if the Golden Chick is the name of a strip club or they sell chicken, but either way, it's a good name. Some more life advice for you guys here. There you go, helping you out. And we are back in Texas. 250 celebration. Rolling along here. This is going to be a brutal day. I'm trying to meet my wife and kids at the Phoenix airport. I am still, how far out are we? How far? I'm still 700 miles from home. And it's 12:55 p.m. It's just depressing. Look at him go! Well, we have a 55-minute stop here, Buc-ee's in Amarillo. And shout out to my dog right there. Getting a little run-in. Should I wear this in the Buc-ee's? I feel like Buc-ee's is a crazy enough store that I'd get like beat up for that. Yeah, this is a long stop. 55 minutes. That's no good. But it's it's an hour. I mean, that's an hour. That's like, I could be 60 miles further. I mean, that dog is remarkable. Look at him. Oh man, I'm blacked out. I'm very tired right now. But 55-minute stop. I'm gonna go in Buc-ee's, see if I can return this necklace that my daughter did not want. And I'm not gonna wear the Wally's hat because that could hurt with customer service. So let's go take care of business. All right, so I forgot earlier I removed charging stops. That's why it showed 55 minutes to charge. What that actually was a full battery charge. So we only have 20 minutes left, and at the bottom of your screen, you can see how long this charging stop took and what the cost was. But this charging stop, Amarillo Buc-ee's, is nuts. And the chargers, all these V4s, they perform great. So yeah, good charging stop, plenty of amenities, fast charging, and we'll be right, and it's right off the interstate. So we'll be back on the road here shortly. Next stop, Santa Rosa, New Mexico. Check this out. 251 kilowatts, ramps straight up 252 to max charging speed after we've been driving all day. It's 103 degrees outside, now 253, and we are hitting peak performance, beyond peak performance. And that's just another example of, like, you know, does this have the highest charging speed? Does it have the best charging curve? No, it doesn't. But it consists 255 kilowatts. Holy cow, that's crazy. You know, is it the best? No, in the best charging curve and the highest peak charging speed, it's not, but it consistently hits the numbers that it's supposed to. So it's like, overall, Does Tesla do absolutely everything the best? No. I would say their full self-driving is the best ADAS system out there by a long shot, but their charging curve not the best. The range is decent. It's just the overall package of a Tesla is excellent. Like, it's unarguably the best EV when you consider the overall package for what's offered in the United States. And a lot of people will say, well, you know, the Chinese EVs. It's like, yeah, but those aren't offered here yet. So until they're here, I just like, you know, I talk about what's in this market. But yeah, consistently hitting great charging speeds in the charging network is excellent, and that's the value of owning a Tesla, especially on a road trip. Now, the entire point of this video is to see how much charging time I could shave off from my outbound trip from Arizona to Pennsylvania on this return trip from Pennsylvania to Arizona. So here are the stats. On both trips, we had 15 stops, so that didn't change. On the return trip, I actually drove 11 more miles, but the time plugged in changed dramatically. I shaved 1 hour and 5 minutes off of my charging time, and that's because I didn't have my family with me, so I was able to eat quick and just only charge the amount of time I was needed to get to the next charger. The other interesting thing is I was 6% more efficient, potentially because there was less weight in the vehicle, so my cost per mile went down to 10 cents per mile as opposed to 11 cents per mile. The trip to Pennsylvania cost $221, and the trip coming home was $201, saving just over $20. So over this 2,000-mile journey, yes, it is 5.5 hours of charging, meaning that if you're going an average of 65 miles per hour, say in a gas car, you can get 357 miles further because you don't have to stop and charge, whereas you're going to a gas station, it takes 2 or 3 minutes to fill up and you're back on the road. But as you saw in this video, the huge selling point for me is having full self-driving. If there was a gas car that had full self-driving, it would be an absolute road trip monster because you can go so much further and reduce your fatigue. So I hope this video is helpful to you. And the other car you may be interested in is the brand new Model Y L, which is a 6-seat version of the Tesla Model Y that just came out, and I was able to test it. You can click the video right here.